Toyota Tacoma 5,000 mile review. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. And that's right, I am about close enough to hit 5,000 miles on my Toyota Tacoma. Now, for those of you that don't know, it is a 2020 Toyota Tacoma. I've had it since right around March of last year. Now, right off the bat, now I know some of you are going to say, what? You only have 5,000 miles on a truck that's over a year old? How can that be? Don't you ever drive it? Well, my situation's a little unique. I have two other trucks now, so the driving time is split between them, right? If I go on a long distance trip, I take the bigger truck now. Before, I took the Gladiator because, I didn't want to put the miles on the Tacoma long distance, and I didn't want to leave it sit. But I am about to hit 5,000 miles, so how is this truck doing? Well, first of all, I give it a big, giant thumbs up. It has been awesome. There haven't been any troubles with it, nothing whatsoever. Now, let's talk about things more specifically. Let's talk about the body. You know, I've done videos in the past about the panels and the seams and how they line up and all that stuff, and everything is still perfect. You know, in driving a truck around, obviously you're going to be bouncing around and all that stuff. Things can move. Nothing has moved on my Toyota Tacoma. Everything is still spot on, awesome. Now, going along with the exterior, what about the paint? You know, Toyota, I think, gets a bad rap when it comes to paint. Everybody talks about how soft, how horrible the paint is with the Toyota product. Now, I can't speak to every Toyota, but I can speak to my Toyota Tacoma. And I gotta say, it's flawless. It's been perfect. There was that one little chip. Well, actually, I should back up. There was one little chip right at the back of the tailgate, you know, where the gate goes up. That was there when I first got it. And then I have had a couple of little chips up front. Kind of forgot about those. But that's it. Certainly not the horror stories you hear from some people about chips all over the paint, peeling paint, all kinds of bad things. I have not experienced that on my truck, and I think it has been spot on awesome. Now let's move in. Let's move into the interior. You know, where most of us probably spend most of our time. I don't know that I typically ride around on the outside of the truck. The interior has been really, really good as well. Now, I won't use my favorite word, awesome, because I actually damaged it. I damaged the leather on the seat, getting in and out, scraping it with a rogue button on the back of my shorts. Now, that really is my fault. It's no fault of the truck, but nonetheless, it happened. So I have to question the durability of the leather just a little bit. I mean, you are going to be getting in and out of the truck, and you are going to be scraping the edge a bit. Granted, you shouldn't be scraping it with a protruding metal nub from a pair of shorts, but still, I think it should have been just a little bit more durable. No problems anywhere else, but honestly, I'm usually the only one in this truck. Now, what about the surfaces? Everything else in here? Everything else has been fine. No issues with any, discoloration or panels coming away or apart or rattling. You guys can hear as we drive around, except for when I go over a railroad track like that back there. It's really pretty quiet in here. You don't hear anything rattling, and that kind of stuff drives me insane. I have had vehicles before that have rattles in the dash. You never find those. And when you do find one and fix it, hopefully, by sticking a little piece of cardboard or something under there, you ever done that? You get another one later. I don't have any of those kind of problems inside of my Toyota Tacoma. It's been spot on. So that leaves the only other thing, which is, of course, the mechanical aspects. Again, I mentioned I haven't had any troubles with it whatsoever. No check engine lights, no warnings, no weird funky things like in my Jeep Gladiator with the radio screen when I first got it, and the auto stop system and the check engine light and on and on. Nothing like that in the Tacoma. It's been spot on. I haven't had to take it in for any kind of problems, and I like that. Isn't that what we want? You want to buy a vehicle that's going to run trouble-free, and you don't have to live at the dealership. Now, speaking about the engine, you know, I had talked before about it being underpowered, and out of the box, it is underpowered. You know, if you've got a Toyota Tacoma and you think that it has, I don't know, some kind of superpower or more than adequate power, you and I have a different definition of power. But it's been fine now. I put the Sprint booster on it, of course, and that has gotten rid of the engine lag. Not really an increase in power, but it goes now when I want it to go, and I love the way that it is. I did a video recently talking about how I prefer to drive the Toyota Tacoma out of the other trucks that I have, well, mid-size trucks. And I do, and it's for that reason. So it's not that the Tacoma really is underpowered. It's that Toyota throttles it in the form of throttle lag when they give it to you out of the box. Sprint Booster takes care of that, makes it a blast to drive. The last thing that I guess I've got to talk about is the handling. You know, it is a truck, and used to be when you got a truck, you expected it to be just horrible, right? I mean, it wasn't a car, it wasn't a race car, it would handle like a truck, it would ride like a truck, it was a truck. Well, those days are gone, and they've been gone for a while. You know, since a lot of people use trucks daily, normal people, not just for work or anything, they have improved drastically. And of course, the Toyota Tacoma is included there as well. It rides great, it handles great, it handles curves and all that stuff fine. No longer do you feel like you're driving around in some kind of lumber wagon like they used to be. I remember years ago, the first vehicle really that I ever had access to consistently was a truck. It was an old Chevy long bed, single cab, behemoth of a thing. Got about 6 miles to the gallon, and maybe 8 miles to the gallon. It was horrible, and it rode like a truck, drove like a truck, handled like a truck. You know, it was one of those deals where when you wanted to turn, you turn the steering wheel and nothing happens. You got to turn it a little bit more. That's how that truck was. The Tacoma's nothing like that. It's spot on. Everything is nice and tight, even up to 5,000 miles now. Nothing is loosened up. The steering isn't loosey-goosey. You know, the brakes haven't gotten really soft. The doors don't shut really weird. I mentioned noises. There's no sounds inside. Everything is still like it was brand new. And I know some of you are going to say, well, heck yeah, it's only got 5,000 miles on it, Rob. Why wouldn't it be? Well, let me tell you, I have had vehicles that after about 2,000 miles felt like they were 20 years old. I had a BMW. You'd think a BMW would hold up within 5,000 miles at least, right? But I had one, and it was a 3 Series. It wasn't like a mega expensive one or anything. But still, I had one from brand new, and after about 2,000 miles, it started to make noises. You know, things would rattle and all that kind of stuff. And then the worst part of it, it felt like it lost power. Like something throttled it. I don't know. Maybe it needed a Sprint booster. I don't know. They probably weren't around back when I had mine. Anyway, I just wanted to get on, kind of give you guys a 5,000 mile review on my Toyota Tacoma. It's doing well. It's awesome. Trouble-free, and I love it. What can I say? Leave a comment. Let me know if you've gotten one recently and you're approaching the 5,000 mile mark. How is yours doing? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, if you're interested, I do have 2 additional channels. RobMotive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. And RobMotive JT, all about that 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay excited out there. Bye. Toyota Tacoma. What?